As we move into our 50s or 60s, many men begin to notice changes in their bodies in a quiet, almost subtle way. Strength that once felt effortless seems to slip out of reach. You wake up in the morning and wonder, why am I this tired? Muscles recover more slowly, your energy fades as the day goes on, and your mood doesn't carry the same spark it once did. And on some days, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and see someone who feels just a bit distant from the man you remember. I've met many men like this, men who've carried the weight of life on their shoulders, who stood firm for decades and suddenly find their vitality drifting away. One patient once told me, "Doctor, I don't want to be young again. I just want to feel like myself." That sentence stayed with me. It was honest. It was human. At any age, we want our bodies to feel capable, steady, and responsive. We want enough strength to enjoy our families, enough clarity to stay present, enough vitality to feel alive. Have you ever felt that way? A long day ends and you realize your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Exercise feels heavier. Your enthusiasm dulls a little. You're still you, but not quite in the same way. If that sounds familiar, you are far from alone. Testosterone, a hormone central to a man's energy and well-being, begins to decline after age 30. But here's what most people don't realize. The steep drop after 50 isn't just age. It's inflammation, metabolic imbalance, nutrient deficiencies, poor sleep, and years of stress quietly wearing you down. These forces chip away at your hormones day after day, often without you noticing until the symptoms become impossible to ignore. I want you to picture something. Imagine your body as a small factory working around the clock. Its job is to produce the hormones that keep you strong, focused, and grounded. But when the factory is overwhelmed, fighting inflammation, juggling unstable blood sugar, struggling through restless nights, it has no choice but to redirect its energy. And testosterone, the very hormone tied to your strength and drive, becomes the first thing sacrificed. The good news is that you can change this, and not with complicated routines or expensive treatments. Often, the biggest improvements come from the simplest choices. Over the years, I've watched men transform their energy with changes so small they almost seem too simple. A spoonful of extra virgin olive oil at night, a bit of raw honey, a touch of ginger or cinnamon. These small habits help the body recover itself, using the natural healing rhythm it already has. One of the most overlooked truths is that your body produces the majority of its testosterone while you sleep. Deep, restorative sleep. And what you give your body before bed matters. When you provide the right nutrients at the right moment, your body, whether you're 55 or 75, can still rebuild, recharge, and regain its natural strength. I'm not sharing this as a promise. I'm sharing it as someone who has walked alongside thousands of patients and witnessed what happens when a man begins to treat his body with intention. Health is not about clinging to youth. It's about restoring balance, clarity, and purpose. And sometimes, that restoration begins with something as small as an evening routine. So if you're watching this and searching for a way to feel strong again, I want you to know this. You can. And you don't need to change everything at once. Just start with one small step tonight. Let me guide you toward the habits that work, natural, safe, and designed for the body you have today. Now, let's look deeper into these simple combinations and why they can help your body naturally rebuild testosterone in a steady, sustainable way. When we talk about testosterone, many people immediately think of medications or aggressive treatments. But the truth is that the human body has a remarkable ability to heal and rebuild itself, and sometimes all it needs is the right kind of support. I want to tell you about Richard, a patient of mine who is now 67. He once told me that getting out of bed every morning felt like a challenge. His mind felt foggy, his muscles slow to respond, and he carried a quiet fear that he was slowly drifting away from the man he used to be. "I don't need to be young again," he said. "I just want to feel like myself." There was so much honesty in that moment. We started with the simplest steps. I explained to him that healthy fats, especially those in extra virgin olive oil, form the foundation of hormone production. This isn't just a cooking ingredient. It's the raw material your body uses to build testosterone. Without adequate healthy fats, hormone production stalls. And the polyphenols in olive oil help lower inflammation and oxidative stress, two of the biggest forces draining testosterone in older men. I often tell my patients to think of olive oil as the foundation of a house. If the base is strong, Everything above it can stand with confidence, and as we age, that foundation becomes even more important. Imagine your evenings for a moment. After a long day, your body is preparing for the most important restoration phase of the entire night. This is when testosterone is produced at its highest levels. So when you nourish your body before bed with a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil and a bit of raw honey, you're giving it exactly what it needs at the moment it needs it most. Raw honey, unlike processed honey, still carries natural enzymes and vitamins. When paired with olive oil, the combination helps stabilize insulin, a crucial point because high insulin is one of testosterone's most persistent enemies. I've seen men sleep more deeply, wake clearer, and regain a steady sense of strength after just a few weeks of this simple nightly routine. And for men whose blood sugar tends to fluctuate, adding a little cinnamon has made a noticeable difference. Cinnamon increases insulin sensitivity, reduces metabolic stress, and frees testosterone from one of the heaviest burdens placed upon it. One patient, 58 years old, told me, "I didn't expect something as simple as cinnamon to matter, but I feel like someone turned the lights back on for me." Ginger brings its own unique story. Research shows that ginger improves blood flow to the testes and strengthens the signals that tell the body to produce testosterone. A patient once asked me, "How can something so common do all that?" I smiled and reminded him that nature often gives us the best tools. We just forget to use them. Pumpkin seeds tell a similar tale. These tiny seeds, often overlooked as snacks, are packed with zinc and magnesium, two minerals essential for hormone balance and deep sleep. When a man is low in zinc, testosterone drops almost automatically. But when he replenishes it, the body often begins to restore function in a quiet, steady way. During many conversations with patients, I ask them a question that seems simple but often takes them a long time to answer. When was the last time you felt truly well? Their silence tells me what they've been carrying for years. To me, that silence is not discouraging. It's an invitation, a reminder that the body of a man over 50 needs gentle, consistent care, not dramatic efforts, not complicated programs, just simple, regular attention. Throughout my career, I've come to believe that testosterone isn't just a hormone. It's a feeling. It's the confidence you have when you step out of bed. It's the strength to lift your grandchild without hesitation. It's the clarity to think, focus, and stay present. It's the sense that you are still entirely yourself. And when the body is given the right nourishment, it remembers how to rebuild. I've seen this happen again and again. And today, I want you to feel that possibility too. Because your strength hasn't disappeared. It's still there, waiting for you to awaken it. As we reach the end of today's discussion, I want you to take a quiet moment and reflect on the body that has carried you through decades of living. Think about the strength you once had, the responsibilities you shouldered, the joys and losses you experienced. Whether you are 55, 65, or well into your 70s, your body is still your most loyal companion. It grows tired when you push too hard. It repairs itself when you give it the chance. And no matter what you've been through, it has never stopped working for you. I often think of something Richard told me months after he began his evening routine. He looked at me and said, "I don't just feel stronger. I feel like myself again." And I believe that is the quiet hope inside every man as he grows older. Not to turn back time, not to chase youth, but to return to a version of himself that feels grounded, capable, and alive. You can experience that too. And you don't need sweeping changes to get there. You can begin with something simple tonight. A spoonful of olive oil, a spoonful of raw honey, maybe a bit of ginger, a touch of cinnamon, or a few pumpkin seeds. These small acts, repeated gently and consistently, can form the foundation of lasting strength in the years ahead. But beyond ingredients and routines, I want you to remember one truth. Health is not about fighting age. It's about living fully at the age you are. It's waking up with lightness in your body. It's seeing a man in the mirror who still holds purpose and dignity. It's knowing that your strength, though different from what it once was, is still real and still yours. This journey is not always easy, but you are not walking it alone. Countless men your age are taking the same steps, searching for balance, searching for clarity, searching for a way to feel whole again. And if what we shared today helps you move even an inch forward, then this conversation has already been worthwhile. Before we close, I want to ask you a question, the same one I ask many of my patients. Are you willing to give yourself the chance to feel better? If your answer is yes, then start tonight. No step is too small when it is taken with intention. Thank you for staying with me through this entire video. If these insights were meaningful to you, consider sharing them with someone you care about. Sometimes, a small piece of guidance can change another man's life in ways we don't expect. I wish you strength, clarity, and many healthy days ahead.